Hi everyone, this is Brian from the Es Quint Foundation, and thank you for tuning in. Today is Wednesday, December 23rd, 2020, and last Saturday, the 19th of December, we've turned off the lights and closed the doors for one last time at the Binck, which was the residence of the Es Quint Foundation for the past 6 years. Due to the COVID situation starting back in March, we've not been able to run our international seminars anymore, which we normally do 3 times a year. The last one was in February 2020. So as a result of that, many international visitors did not get a proper chance to enjoy our beautiful training center. So this video is a little attempt to make up for that, and it may also be interesting for everyone who has been supportive all these years. This is a pre-recorded edit, by the way, but we are online, so feel free to leave a comment or give a shout out. As I mentioned in an earlier post on social media, by closing the doors, we not only closed a location, but also a chapter, a decade, and even an era, in which Es Quint has led by the example of positivity, dedication, and authenticity. In doing so, we've been able to build a strong, diverse, and thriving community with people joining from all over the world. And we've got all the footage and pictures, not necessarily to prove it, but to help us remember an epic time, till the end of our days. Now, I don't want to dwell too much on the past, but I do want to highlight a couple of things. So let's dig in and first start with the building itself. This is the entrance of the building, with right next door the Teleport Hotel, where many of our international guests conveniently stay. The concept of move contains any and everything that has to do with sports, music, dance, and any type of movement. And roller skating, and especially the representation of roller skating in the vision of Es Quint, turned out to be an excellent addition to the whole concept. The building was filled with musicians, dancers, producers, and athletes, which was quite an interesting mix. So from the entrance, we're taking the left hallway to elevator 3 and then the first floor. Many people got lost in the building when they visited for their first time. It happened quite a lot. But once they arrived at their destination, they were always mesmerized. Always. Now let me put down the camera for a second so I can open the door and so I can show you right in. Here we go. So all these windows are quite unique. And I'm afraid we won't get this lucky with our next residence. Well, at least not the immediate next one after this. But who knows what the future has in store for us. That early morning sun coming in is just amazing. And I'm lucky to have had the opportunity to skate in that setting and catch that on film many a times. So what is it that we exactly do at the Es Quint Foundation? Well, to put it in a nutshell, Es Quint is motivating awareness to promote individual and collective health and vitality. Our most important instruments are laughter and roller skates. Along the way, we try to keep people as safe as possible, because ultimately, It is one heck of a responsibility to tell people what they should do with their bodies. Bad, incomplete, or irresponsible instruction can lead to serious injuries. And when people get hurt, it immediately impacts their daily lives. So that is a direct, first and foremost, moral obligation we have to keep people safe. And on top of that, when people get hurt, they go absent. And when they go absent, it hurts the community. And when it hurts the community, it eventually hurts our business. Every session is a party. We laugh, we dance, we practice, and we study. And then everybody leaves with a big smile, feeling elevated and energized. There are no rules other than being respectful, but that's about it. People from all walks of life get down in various formations, and it's all good. Unfortunately, I have to mute the sound in order to avoid having this video blocked or muted altogether because of copyright issues. So that's the main reason I'm muting the sound myself and doing a voiceover. But as you can see, almost every training session turns out to be a party. A colorful, funky bunch of people jamming and just rocking it out. Another beautiful thing to see is how people connect with each other. People who, in other circumstances, would have no reason to connect. So on our skate floor, people exchange thoughts, ideas, and experiences, and they really help each other out by sharing all that. And gradually, through the practice of rhythm roller skating, people sometimes tap into the deeper layers of life, where they perhaps feel unbalanced, and they start thinking about how to fix that, or how to improve the quality of their lives. As they learn roller skating skills, their self-confidence increases, which gives them motivation and energy to deal with those unbalanced areas in their lives. Because after all, life is all about balance. Lady C, one of our longtime members, recently said to me, and I'm quoting, "All these people around the world that I've met through Es Quint, it's a true blessing I have them in my life, especially in these crazy times." End quote. Needless to say, that really touched my heart and confirmed my belief that, yeah, I think Es Quint is doing a good job. So let's take a look at those folks from around the world. As I mentioned earlier, our last international seminar was back in February 2020. Shortly after that, this whole COVID thing hit the fan. So I guess we've been pretty lucky then. The world as we knew it up till then was over. And the first full lockdown hit us on March 16, and we had to close down for almost 3 months.
Five, six, seven, eight, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8.
We organized 3 days of training sessions throughout every day and a party on Saturday night as part of a collaboration. The training sessions were an awesome success, as always. The collaboration on Saturday night? Not so much. If anything good has come out of 2020, then it's we've had enough time to rethink and rearrange our strategies. One of them being no more business collaborations. Stick to your own plan and don't let anything or anybody get in the way, regardless of what they have to offer. It is important to us that everyone has a good time and that everybody has equal opportunities to learn and enjoy themselves, not just the ones with so-called better skills, whatever that means. We think of all our guests, domestically and from abroad, always as being kings and queens. Amongst them was the family Jordan. Once they found out about Es Quint some years ago, and visited for the first time with their children Caleb and Kara, who were pretty young at the time, they decided to become regular backers of the foundation and attend as much seminars as possible. And to my recollection, they attended every seminar since then. To Ricky, it was a big deal to expose his family to such a unique environment, and he felt it to be so important that he would do everything in his power to make this an important part of their lives. During seminars, when I would go up to him to ask him if he was having a good time, he would always answer, "Oh yeah, I love it. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. We'll be here every time." Sometimes they would come over outside of the seminar editions or extend their stay after the seminars, just to hang out, get in some extra skating time, and meet up with friends they connected with. The entire family Jordan was instrumental in our determination to keep on doing what we were doing. It was a joy and an honor to see them have fun and grow individually and as a family. Unfortunately, totally unexpected, Ricky passed away on April 22nd, 2020. I am contemplating on renaming one of our annually recurring seminars, the Ricky Jordan Memorial Seminar, as a tribute to the genuinely kind soul and brother man that he was. Kids Roll Power. The Es Quint Foundation is specialized in roller skate training for all levels, all ages, and all disciplines. On Saturday morning, Mariska, assisted by a young Aiden and her mother Pamela, running the hour of Kids Roll Power. Learn them how to roll, and soon they will fly, is what we always tell the parents. All life begins with motion and discovering possibilities and expanding capability. In that regard, roller skating is a highly effective form of triggering sensory exploration and developing coordination and strength. The brain is built from the bottom up, so the sooner the learning process starts, the better it is. Improving and processing motor and sensory detection is essential before any other form of higher learning, in terms of behavior or academically, can actually develop in a proper manner. The youngest trainee ever at the Es Quint Foundation, Pranita, started at 2 years old and developed a remarkable sense of balance and skill set within 6 months, just by watching and copying her big sister Pravisha, who started at age 4 from scratch. Now, 2 years old is not what we would recommend in general to start skating, but it goes to show how remarkably effective a good roller skating program can turn out to be. Here we have a very, very young Aiden back in 2017 with Mariska, practicing a little routine. In 2020, Aiden has already run kid sessions on her own, applying all the things she learned from Mariska over the years, and she's doing an incredibly good job. And here she is in 2020, next to Mariska and Uncle Jam Etienne, leading the pack and rocking it out. Oh yes, the floor. This magical wooden floor. It's the most essential part of any roller skating venue. It doesn't matter at all how it looks like, but it does matter how it feels and how it behaves with different types of wheels. By a lot of visitors who have been skating all over the world, this floor is labeled as one of the best skating surfaces in the world. Now I can't tell you if that's true or not, but I do know that this floor was the first and biggest investment of the Es Quint Foundation herself. That means where we go, the floor goes with us. When we conducted one of our first international gatherings at the Binck in 2015, which we named Rollerpalooza, the floor wasn't finished. We were missing a substantial piece in the back for the simple fact that we ran out of money. So we needed time to save up the right amount of money to finish that floor and went on running that first seminar. So as you can see, we were missing about 1/5 of the entire floor. Now, Rollerpalooza was initially meant to bring some seasoned skaters together and exchange thoughts and skills. The general idea was to put out a message that we would be having some interesting skaters in the house and people would be more than welcome to learn or exchange techniques and experiences. We had Mr. Ralph Jambuki from Germany and Danielle from Canada as guest instructors, conducting little sessions, sharing their skills. And with Alexandre from Switzerland sharing his cone skills, Rollerpalooza turned out to be a huge success, and we immediately adopted the idea to do a follow-up. And so we came up with different themes, such as riffs and routines, smooth, soft and silky, free forms and freezes, and jam roll boogie bounce. Amongst the crowd of Rollerpalooza, there was this very kind fella by the name of Paul from Eastbourne in the United Kingdom, also going by the name Quatster. He very much kept to himself for the most part, but he was very interested in our approach, teaching methods, and the objectives of the Es Quint Foundation. By the end of the seminar, he all of a sudden came with a proposal. He asked if it would be possible to rent the place for himself. Now, a question like that had not occurred before, so at first we were a little surprised. But we didn't see any problem to it, so we agreed. He would let us know when would suit him best, and then we would check our schedule. He also already knew what he wanted to pay for renting the whole space, for an entire weekend in the evening hours. Somehow he had figured out the amount of money we needed to finish the floor. So again, we were surprised, because his deal was that he would pay up front, we would then finish the floor, and then he would come over and do his thing. And he insisted. So he basically donated the missing part of the floor, because he couldn't stand the fact that with the goals we had and the work we did, we had to deal with an unfinished floor.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, after renting our space for a few more times, each time insisting on paying full price, a few years ago he suddenly disappeared from the face of the earth. He did announce that he would take a break for a while, but he never resurfaced again. No email response, no sign of life or whatsoever, nothing. It saddens me that Paul never got to enjoy the Es Quint successes that followed after his tremendous generosity. In our talks, he laid out his vision by asking me what one of my main goals was. I explained to him that it would be great when local people wake up and notice what we do and how much fun that is. A steady group of locals would mean sustainability for the foundation. Then he asked me, would it still be worth to you to continue to do what you do if your work has to travel all around the world first, before it comes back right here and wakes up people around you, only to realize they have been sitting on this magnificent gift you have. He totally caught me off guard with that one, and I needed 2 days to answer that question with a convincing yes. And he was absolutely right. I just hope life is treating him well. The gym. A little gym attached to the skating studio. That must be one of a kind. At least, I've never heard of it. But you may wonder why. Well, let me explain. It's not only for personal reasons, although that is a big part. Some of this stuff dates back almost 30 years ago. But another important part is, believe it or not, to understand how people develop compensation patterns during the course of their lives that can work against them when they practice roller skating. So for instance, when you have a weak core structure or weak glute muscles, not only will it be difficult to execute certain techniques, you can also develop knee problems or back problems as a result of those weak structures. To tackle these issues, this is partially where I figure out how to design all exercises on roller skates safe and effectively in order to keep people safe and out of harm's way, and to understand how I can help them in case of already existing injuries or other reasons that cause locomotive limitations. And last but not least, to direct and redirect compensation patterns in a more favorable way. So sometimes we allow or suggest people to put in some extra work. Take Marlene here, for instance. She might very well be the absolute embodiment of one of the key lines of Soulful Fitness, which is drill it till you kill it. She doesn't stop until she kills the move, the groove, or fully understands why things don't go her way. The Soulful Fitness snippets like Acid Jazz Drop and Turbulence are one of my all-time favorites. I've already said it many times, but I don't mind saying it again. Ordinary people living ordinary lives, doing ordinary things, having ordinary problems, but they all share one special interest in common, both individually and or in company, and that is celebrating life in the funkiest way possible.
Leuk op je linkerbeen. Wisselen. Linksbeen. En nu links gaan staan. Dan op je linkerbeen. Ja.
Modern day roller skating is about balance, agility, strength, passion, dedication, choices, the groove, the melody, the soul, the joy, and the pain. They are all ingredients of a soulful journey. On the 26th of February 2016, we published the first Soulful Fitness roller skate training compilation promo on Facebook, which launched us into a worldwide audience. The things we've accomplished since then were way beyond our own expectations, and we could not have done any of it without the support of so many wonderful people who put their trust in our abilities and our vision. It is truly an honor to serve such a community, and all the kings and queens you see in this last virtual tour video are part of that community today. As I mentioned in the beginning, I don't like to dwell too much on the past, But we learned some valuable and interesting lessons, and we'll take all that with us in the next chapter of our soulful journey. Our main focus now is to stay focused on excellent health so we can extend our skate life for as long as we possibly can. I sometimes joke about turning the Es Quint residence in 25 or 30 years from now into an elderly home where we can all come together or reside and bring our crutches, wheelchairs, or maybe roller skates to the general area and relive our funky days on wheels. December 17, 2020. Our last session at the Binck. In the background, our longtime crew member Case has already begun taking the floor out. And on the grooves of Dial Tone the producer, we are wrapping up 6 beautiful years at the Binck. The following day, with the help of many fantastic people, we were able to clear out the whole space just within 2 days. But not before we finished with our last track. One I've been using for the last 20 years as the closing track to every roller skate party we ever hosted. Summertime by Klaus Wunderlich. I have always tried to do my best to respect the wishes of those who don't want to appear on photos and videos. So thank you for putting your trust in Es Quint. I want to thank everyone who has been involved in body and spirit. It has been a fantastic journey so far. We are preparing for the next level. May your journey be a soulful one. Please stay safe and see you soon.